Juan Soto just signed the biggest contract in the history of sports, and at first glance, it feels completely absurd. Not surprising, absurd. This deal is larger than LeBron James' total career earnings, bigger than Michael Jordan's, bigger than Messi's contracts, bigger than Ronaldo's. It's more than double the largest NBA contract ever signed and over $300 million more than Patrick Mahomes' deal. 15 years. $750 million. For a player many critics believe will be a full-time DH within 5 years. For a player who isn't elite defensively. For a player who, statistically, doesn't match Shohei Ohtani's total impact. So how did this happen? How did Juan Soto become the most expensive athlete of all time?
This is not a good baseball deal.
No.
It's just...
God, is that real? 15 years. That seems like
a guy who in 5 years is going to be a DH. He's a terrible right. He's not a good...
The answer is simple and unbelievable at the same time. This contract wasn't earned in one season. It wasn't earned because Soto is good at baseball. It was built over a decade through confidence, timing, psychological warfare, broken franchises, power-hungry billionaires, and a one-in-a-million chain of events that started before Soto was even legally allowed to drink. When Juan Soto first arrived in Major League Baseball, people didn't believe what they were seeing. During his rookie year, announcer Joe Simpson openly questioned how Soto could possibly be only 19 years old, hinting at age fraud, something that had a long, ugly history in Latin American baseball. Decades earlier, over 300 players were caught altering their ages, including future stars like Nelson Cruz and Vladimir Guerrero. While it's far rarer today, the suspicion stuck to Soto for two reasons. He was Dominican, and he was way too good just 6 months before his MLB debut. Soto was playing at the lowest level of the minor leagues. After 5 spring training games, he was sent down despite dominating. At 19, everyone assumed the majors were years away. Everyone except Juan Soto. He told teammates not to worry about sharing lockers because he wouldn't be there long. He slept on an air mattress and refused to buy a real bed because, in his words, he wouldn't be there long. 8 days later, he was promoted. A month and a half later, after 3 promotions in just 36 games, he was in the major leagues, and when he arrived, Soto didn't just play baseball. He took control. Almost immediately, he debuted what would become the Soto Shuffle, taking pitches, stepping toward pitchers, staring them down, smiling, grabbing his crotch. It wasn't planned. It started in the minors when he noticed how angry it made pitchers. He loved that reaction. He realized if a pitcher was emotional, he already had the advantage. Pitchers threw at him. He didn't care. He welcomed it. Mental warfare became his weapon. By the end of his rookie season, Soto was only ranked the 3rd best prospect in the Nationals organization. But across all of baseball, he was already ranked among the top 40 players. As a teenager, he posted the highest ops ever by a teen. Still, doubters remained. Washington underachieved. Ronald Acuna Jr. won Rookie of the Year. National broadcasts insisted Soto would never be a true power hitter. Those takes aged poorly, sometimes literally 1 pitch later. Then came the 2019 postseason, the moment Juan Soto crossed from prodigy into legend. In the wildcard game, win or go home, down 2 runs with the bases loaded, Soto studied Josh Hader. 1 pitch told him everything. He shuffled. He waited. He attacked. 3 runs scored. Season saved. A week later, in another elimination game, Soto saw Clayton Kershaw warming up in the bullpen. He made eye contact. Kershaw stopped his delivery mid-motion. Soto later said that moment told him everything. Kershaw was scared. First pitch, home run. The Nationals stunned the Dodgers. Against the Cardinals, Soto pushed his antics to uncomfortable levels. Aggressive shuffles, lip-licking, staring into pitchers' souls. Sometimes it worked. Sometimes it didn't. Even his own manager appeared uneasy with a 20-year-old rookie doing this on baseball's biggest stage. But Soto didn't back down. Then came the World Series. Jarrett Cole, Zach Greinke, Justin Verlander. 3 of the most dominant pitchers of their era. Soto didn't just survive, he embarrassed them. Against Cole, Soto drove in more runs in 2 at-bats than all 5 previous teams Cole had faced combined. Against Greinke, he refused to be intimidated even after a fastball nearly hit his head. Against Verlander, he predicted a pitch out loud, then crushed it into the seats. At 20 years old, Juan Soto helped deliver a World Series while humiliating 4 generational pitchers under maximum pressure. At that moment, the foundation of the largest contract in sports history was already set. But baseball doesn't reward loyalty, and dynasties collapse quickly. Washington fell apart. Stars left. Injuries piled up. Ownership issues mounted. Soto was left on a terrible team, and normally, a player this good is untouchable. But the Nationals were for sale, and Juan Soto was their only real asset. They offered massive extensions. First $350 million, then $440 million, the largest deal in baseball history at the time. Soto said no, not because he didn't want to be a National, but because the process felt wrong. The offer was leaked publicly. His name was used. His leverage was manipulated. He reportedly cried, not because of regret, but frustration. Days later, he was traded in what became one of the biggest trade packages in MLB history. San Diego went all in. Their owner, Peter Seidler, spent over $1 billion chasing the championship. Soto arrived and struggled. The clubhouse was toxic. Fernando Tatis Jr. was suspended. Josh Hader collapsed. Manny Machado clashed with teammates. Soto and Machado, 2 alpha personalities, never fully clicked. Then tragedy struck. Seidler passed away. Payroll was cut. Ownership shifted. Soto realized San Diego wasn't home. It was a stop. Then came New York. With the Yankees, Soto reminded everyone who he was. MVP-level dominance. Elite on-base numbers. Clutch moments. A postseason run capped by a massive home run that sent the Yankees to their first World Series in over a decade. Fans begged him to stay. Logic said he would. But Soto was patient. He understood leverage better than anyone. And then Steve Cohen entered the story, the richest owner in baseball. A hedge fund billionaire with a $21 billion net worth. A man so aggressive with spending that Mel B created a special tax just to slow him down. Thanks to perfect timing, expiring contracts, financial flexibility, and Soto hitting free agency at 26, Cohen was unleashed. Meetings happened. Bids escalated. $500 million turned into $600 million. Then $700 million became real. The Yankees hesitated over perks, over family accommodations, over suites. Cohen did not. He promised security, luxury, and respect, not just for Soto, but for his family for the next 15 years. The Mets offered $765 million. The Yankees countered with $760 million. Juan Soto chose the Mets, not because of $5 million, because of how he felt. At his press conference, Soto said the word family 9 times. That said everything. This wasn't just a baseball contract. It was the result of generational confidence, psychological dominance, billionaire ego, tragic timing, and a player who understood his value better than anyone before him. Juan Soto didn't just win a bidding war. He broke the system. And that's how a 26-year-old hitter with swagger, patience, and perfect timing became the most expensive athlete the world has ever seen. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe, share this video, and let me know what you want covered next. Because stories like this don't happen often, and when they do, they change sports forever.